Historically rich, with a cross-section of cultures, languages, and customs.
This is the best neighborhood in the city. It's also the best Chinatown in the world. I think it just, something that sets it apart from so many other Chinatowns that makes it special is that this is a really lived-in Chinatown.
It's also one of the oldest communities in Seattle.
My family owns a building on 7th and King called the Louisa Hotel. I love the history. There's so many stories.
Tanya Wu's family has owned property here for decades.
Every single business, every single person who is here has an amazing story. And just the buildings here tell us a lot about where we came from and where we're going.
4 years ago, Seattle police identified the Chinatown International District as a special micro-community, one of 57 citywide. But the dividing line for the police precincts has always followed the freeway, putting the area called Little Saigon in the East Precinct and the rest of the ID in the West Precinct.
I think it should be unified. I think there was a lot of issues trying to contact the correct police department on which area incidents were in and trying to figure out who the right person was to talk to.
That confusion only adds to the community's belief that police just don't want to deal with their problems.
This community historically has had little trust in the police, partly because we'd call and they wouldn't respond or they were slow.
For years, the International District got by because of beloved community leader Donnie Chin. He patrolled the streets himself, but in July 2015, Chin was murdered and his killer has never been caught.
What people felt was that Donnie was filling in the gaps that the city was supposed to be doing. He was the first responder that the city was supposed to provide and has provided to other neighborhoods.
Chin's murder was a wake-up call. The city formed a public safety task force that concluded the ID was suffering from years of neglect and recurring cycles of drug dealing, gang violence, and other illegal activities. And many residents were feeling forgotten.
Well, that's just not true. We're not going to forget this community.
As deputy police chief back in 2016, Carmen Best served on the public safety task force. Now, as interim police chief, she's finally done what the community has been wanting for years, putting all of the ID, the entire micro-community, under one police precinct, the West Precinct.
And the community for some time had been saying they felt as one community and they wanted to be able to address and deal with one precinct, one set of officers to respond to their calls.
And SPD is collaborating with Seattle University researchers to drill down on what the International District, and for that matter, every micro-community in Seattle, really cares about.
We go out, we put up flyers. Some of the questions that we ask are just basic ones. What are their crime concerns in the community? What are the things that they notice in their community that they wish were different? What are things that they want Seattle Police Department to do differently?
All of it gets reported to the precinct commander for that micro-community.
That's where I come in, really understanding what a community wants and being able to connect with them and make sure that we're getting all the information we can about what they want, what they're seeing, what they're hearing. Again, it's not just what the trends and patterns are saying.
For example, while much of the city worries about things like burglaries and property crimes, the ID is much more concerned with public drunkenness, drug dealing, mental illness, homelessness, panhandling, littering. So that's where Seattle police are now directing resources.
It allows the SPD to understand the neighborhood in the way in which the residents define themselves.
If they know that we are working with them, that they can trust us to actually work on the problems as they identify them and bring them to us, that we're making the effort, I believe they're going to meet us halfway and that we can be more effective together.
Early signs are good. Police are around more. The city's cleaning up needles and trash and installing new lighting.
There have been a lot of really good changes. The city has put in more time and more money into public safety.
And it's not just the beauty of spring that brings a new sense of hope.
Yes, I'm very optimistic about this neighborhood. A lot of exciting developments coming in. A lot of exciting businesses are coming in or looking into our area. And it's evolving, but we are keeping our history and we're preserving our heritage.
A lot of other Chinatowns are kind of tourist destinations, and this is a place where people live and work and play, and like their whole lives are built around this neighborhood and finding community here.
A community once divided, now united.
Watch CityStream Thursday nights at 7 on the Seattle channel, or get video on demand and podcasts anytime at seattlechannel.org.